Today is Wednesday, November 22nd, and I'm just wondering if the roof isn't about to cave in on the Cowboys' Thanksgiving Day opponent, the Washington Commandos.
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Are all financial advisors fiduciaries? Fewer than you think. Not knowing could reduce your lifestyle. Hi, I'm Mitch Kramer, founder and CEO of Flailing Financial. A fiduciary is a regulatory term to reduce conflicts of interest in wealth management. A fiduciary always works in your best interest. A non-fiduciary advisor might put their compensation or company ahead of yours. At Flailing Financial, we are certified financial planners acting as fiduciary advisors. To learn more, go to fluentfinancial.com or Fluent Financial's YouTube channel.
To preview this Cowboy-Washington game, let's start by going back to last year. So little was expected of Washington. They were starting a fifth-round rookie quarterback in Sam Howell. And, well, the offense didn't seem to have much talent. But somehow, Coach Ron Rivera made lemonade out of lemons, and they finished 8-1. Now, they started 1-5, so that 8-1 record becomes even more impressive. And they averaged only 19 points per game. They did win 4 games by 6 points or less. They defeated the Philadelphia Eagles by 11. They throttled the Dallas Cowboys on the last regular season game, but that's when the Cowboys weren't paying attention because they were getting ready for the playoffs. Oh, hail. No, I'm not cursing. That's the name of a terrific Dallas roofing company, in business more than a decade. They handle residential or commercial properties, and those weird insurance forms that seem to be written in a foreign language. Oh, hail can simplify that process for you also. So, the next time something happens to your roof, just say, oh, hail. OHHHAIL.com. Oh, hail. What Washington did was defend. Last year, they allowed only 20 points per game. But the Rivera magic appears to have disappeared. They're now 4-7. They've been outscored by 69 points in their 11 games. And that defense, it's gone to Hades in a handbasket. They're now allowing 8 points per game more than they did last year. In the NFL, that's the Grand Canyon of changes in statistics. They are right now the worst defensive team in the league. Last year, the Commandos had one defensive strength. Defensive line. They were good. They were deep. But this year, before the trade deadline, rather than pay to extend defensive end Chase Young, remember now, he's only 24 years old, and he was the second pick in the first round for Washington. But rather than pay to extend him, they traded him to San Francisco for a third-round draft choice. Wait a minute. Number 2 pick in the league a few years ago, only 24 years old, and all you get is a late third-round draft choice. You can see how teams unravel in this league. Now, you listening may not be in charge of purchasing seasonings for your home, but you do know what tastes good, really good. Goodness steak seasoning is great. Use it on, obviously, steak, chicken, veggies, or goodness knows what else. No sugar, no MSG, no gluten, but great flavor. Get Goodness Steak Seasoning by going to bringthetasty.com. That's bringthetasty.com. The guy who was Young's running mate, defensive tackle Montez Sweat. Is that not a great NFL name? Montez Sweat, the sack leader for Washington, and they like him. Last year, they gave him a new extension of contract at big money. And then they traded him in midseason this year to the Bears for a second-round draft choice. And they come to town on Thursday off an embarrassing loss, routed by the pitiful New York Giants. Washington committed 6 turnovers in the game. And even more mind-boggling, this is the second time this year Washington has lost to the Giants, who've won only one other game this season, other than their 2 against Washington. That hideous loss has probably put a good football coach, Ron Rivera, on a very, very hot seat. Dallas in this game is favored by 11 points, which actually seems a little low given the differing directions these two teams are headed in. The Cowboys are rolling against bad teams. Well, this is a bad team. Dallas probably comes in a bit disappointed, though, that Philadelphia won the big Monday night showdown with Kansas City. The Cowboys were hoping Kansas City could beat Philadelphia, and the Cowboys would then edge closer to Philadelphia in the NFC East standings. No such luck. Dallas is still 2.5 games behind the Eagles. But Dallas now, as Jimmy Rogers said in a very, very old song entitled "It's Over," now I turn my back and I turn my collar to the wind. The Cowboys just have to focus on one thing: Washington. Beat Washington. The schedule then toughens up considerably. In fact, the Cowboys don't play what seems like another easy game this season until their last game of the year against Washington.
Today's episode has been brought to you by Fluent Financial, by OHL Roofing, and by Goodness Steak Seasoning.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Just Wondering. If you enjoyed it, please hit follow, and then each episode every weekday will be delivered straight to you. And if we might ask one more favor, please share it with friends. I'm Norm Hitzges, and every day I'll be just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitzges, and I'm just wondering too.
Just Wondering is a production of DSP Media for FanStream Sports. You can find Norm's show along with other great programming at fanstreamsports.com.